Right now, the world is caught in a silent war. A war fought with tariffs, trade barriers, and economic sanctions. But is it really just about trade, or is there something more sinister happening beneath the surface? In this video, we explore how the global trade wars, particularly the US and China's tariff battles, are driving the world toward a geopolitical conflict, and how these economic tactics could be setting the stage for the next world war. What if the real goal of these tariffs is not just about trade dominance, but about global control? And what if the consequences are far more dangerous than anyone realizes? The trade war between the US and China has been escalating for years. It started with tariffs, then expanded into technology wars and supply chain disruptions. But there's a deeper issue at play here. The US and China are not just fighting over trade imbalances, they're fighting for global influence. The tariffs are not just about protecting industries, they are part of a larger geopolitical strategy to weaken the other side economically, all while shaping the future of global power. The US wants to slow China's rise as a global superpower, while China seeks to challenge Western dominance. But what if this is only the beginning? What if these economic wars are the precursors to something much more significant? What we're seeing is not a traditional war, it's hybrid warfare, a form of battle where economic pressure, cyber warfare, and political destabilization are used as weapons. Tariffs are just one part of this larger strategy. Sanctions, economic restrictions, and supply chain disruptions are all tools in a broader effort to disrupt the global economy and shift power away from the West. But here's the key point. Russia and China are aligning their efforts, while the US and its allies are being divided. Could this economic chaos lead to global instability? And if the global economy breaks down further, will the world turn to military solutions to resolve these tensions? The big question here is, what if these trade wars and tariffs are not just about economics? What if they're part of a larger, more dangerous plan to reshape the world order? As nations fight for economic supremacy, we're seeing the US, Russia, and China all jockeying for power. But with the US pulling back from global leadership under Trump, Russia and China have an opportunity to fill the vacuum. The Belt and Road Initiative (BRI), led by China, is a perfect example of how economic influence is being used to gain control over countries and resources. Meanwhile, Russia's aggressive actions in Ukraine and the South China Sea show how military and economic moves are often two sides of the same coin. Could these economic disruptions, fueled by tariffs and trade wars, be deliberate strategies to push the world into a new global order? And if this order doesn't align with US interests, could we be heading toward a new Cold War, or worse, a hot war? The key flashpoints for global conflict are already in motion. Ukraine, where Russia's actions are challenging NATO and the West. The South China Sea, where China's territorial claims threaten regional stability. The growing tensions over Taiwan, where China's military ambitions are pushing the world to the brink of war. But there's a bigger picture here. These flashpoints are not just military standoffs, they are economic battlegrounds. The trade wars are fueling these conflicts, and the more the global economy is disrupted, the more likely it is that military conflict will follow. The global trade war is not just about economics, it's a battle for global power, fought in the shadows. And if the trade wars, tariffs, and sanctions continue to escalate, the world might be closer to conflict than anyone realizes. Could the economic chaos we're witnessing today lead to World War III tomorrow? Comment below with your thoughts. Do you believe the global trade war is just a precursor to a larger conflict? And remember, the game isn't over yet.